right, positive energy all the time. Good to see you all. Hope everybody's doing great. We are here, rep your city, rep your city. I am representing the great city of Chicago, Illinois. Yes, indeed. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you all came through. And congratulations for joining the show. So yeah, to everybody on Facebook, I represent Chicago, Illinois. Everybody on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. This is Chicago in the building. We got Hyattsville in the building. We got San Jose in the building. We got New Orleans in the building. We got North Carolina in the building. We got Berkeley in the building. Buffalo, New York is in the house. So I hope you all enjoyed your days off, enjoying your weekend, enjoyed your holiday. We got Baltimore in the building. We got New York in the building. Oh, this is crazy. I was going to do a different live, and somebody sent me this information, this story. And it's so crazy. It took me a long time to figure out everything was going on. This is unbelievable. We got Las Vegas in the building. Yeah. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I kid you not. Unbelievable. I don't know what to tell you. We got Orlando in the building. Come on in, rep your city, rep your city, rep your city. Made my own coffee. Trying to stick with the blackout. I'm going to talk about that late tonight. The blackout, how'd that go? How did the blackout go? So I'm going to talk about that late tonight. It should be some final information. I'm going to wait till after 12. Look at the information, talk about the blackout. How much money did they lose for Black Friday? What's the deal? I don't have children, little babies anymore, so I don't have to do Christmas anymore. Although I don't celebrate Christmas, but I would buy my children things. And I would have bought their things last week. They would have had their stuff already. I always would get them their stuff 2 or 3 days before Christmas, tell them F Santa Claus, and give them their stuff. Now I don't have to buy any Christmas gifts. Isn't that wonderful? We got Dallas in the building. We got Orlando in the building. I don't know if I should maybe just stay up all night and just do a late night marathon. I need to do a question and answer. I might put my live about these politicians up. I might do late tonight. I might just let y'all ask a bunch of questions. I might do that one tomorrow. Every now and then I like to have a question and answer to see what everybody want to ask me. so I can try to figure out the answer. You know, in this world, you don't know stuff. You got to figure it out. Yeah, you don't know stuff. You have to figure it out. It really irritates me when people say, I think I know everything. It's the crazy. Listen, don't be telling people they think they know everything. That's an incorrect statement. Everything is a big word. And anybody knows me knows I don't know anything about cars, how to fix cars. How do I know everything when I don't know how to fix cars? So I know what I'm talking about, but I don't know everything. I don't even talk about everything. But I guess, how do you know everything when you don't talk about everything? I don't know. Oh, we got Dallas in the building, Orlando, Oakland is in the building. Yeah, come on in, hit that like button. I need that like button to get hit. Uh, I don't really do the hit the like button, but I have a daughter. Okay, y'all got daughters? Oh, I got three, but I got one that thinks she's the boss. So when I hear her say "Dad," I already know. Oh God, here we go with the dad. Oh, it's the certain dad. I don't like that dad. I like the hey dad, but the dad. You need to ask people to hit the like button. You know, oh my God. I said, I don't ask people to hit the like button. She said, well, you should. They need to get the likes up. That's how you get in the algorithms and all. I said, that's not my thing. That's not my thing. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I don't know. I don't know. That's not my thing. She says, I don't have any hope. I said, that's not my thing. She said, well, you don't have a chance to be a great content creator. I said, well, I just ain't got no chance, then. Is she the most aggressive? No, she's the most bossiest. The aggressive one is the oldest one. The one in the middle was chill. The most aggressive is the oldest. And I don't mean aggressive in a good way. I don't mean aggressive in a good way. The young one is mellow, but she got a short fuse. It's about that. You got to light it with a long match so when it explodes, you won't be close. Oh my God. Yeah, that's the one that hang up on me. Yeah. Oh my God. None of them is the boss of the other one. All my children is independent, and she was so little, the other ones wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? They're spread out so far. The oldest mother's passed away. The middle one, She wasn't around the young one, but her and the young one, they get along. But she only got bossy when she got like, you know, grown. So by that time, everybody else was gone. That's the baby. So by the time she got bossy, everybody else was gone. She's not bossy like just telling you what to do, but she's you can't tell her what to do. Basically like that. You know? And she got a short fuse. So she'll hang up. Yeah, we got New York in the building. She got that hanging up from her mother and my mother. My mother hung up on me a lot. my mother, my mother hung up on me a whole lot. She hung up on me. Like, nah, mom, saw that click. I know she did. Yes, she did. We got Minneapolis in the building. So, you know, a mixture of her mother and my mother. Whew, they hang up experts. Her mother won't hang up, but when she do hang up, she ain't going to answer no more. Yeah, they looking at the birthright citizenship. They want to kick a bunch of people out. Donald Trump is a trip. Interesting. By July 2026. Well, it's a whole bunch going on. Now, these Somalis, they're so phony. Because now they want black Americans to step in and help them out. But they constantly let you know they don't mess with us. They're not black. They say they're not Africans. They weird as hell. But now they got caught up in a big old fraud case. Ooh. The Somali fraud rings have sent huge sums in remittance or money transfers from Minnesota to Somalia. According to reports, an estimated 40% of households in Somalia get remittance from abroad. In 2023 alone, the Somali diaspora sent back 1.7 billion more than the Somali government budget for that year. So they sent back almost 2 billion more than the whole Somali government budget. And they've been stealing money from Minnesota and sending it to Somalia. The largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. They taking Minnesota taxpayer money and sending it to Al-Shabaab. Now, Al-Shabaab, don't blow me up. My name West Side About just reporting, because you know them terrorists, you know they be tripping. They go out their way to find you. You don't want no smoke with the terrorists. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you don't want no smoke with the terrorists. So terrorists, I'm just reporting the story. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what I'm saying? But the fraud has allegedly been perpetrated by members of the Minnesota's sizable Somali community. Federal counterterrorism sources confirmed that millions of dollars in stolen funds have been sent back to Somalia, where they ultimately landed in the hands of the terror group Al-Shabaab. Ain't that crazy? Good to see you, Alexis. So you know your boy, he bop, jumped dead on it. You know, poor. I tell you, man, Governor Walsh, I tell you, Harris can't catch a break. Listen, Harris don't run no more. It's really finally over. Look, Harris is really, really, really finally over. It's over, sweetie. It's over because this was your boy. This was your running mate. Like I said, Leon, this is over already. I don't know why you say, oh, she gonna run. I just told you it's over. It's over. Y'all don't got to hate no more. Haters, you can put up your hater hats. She ain't gonna run no more because Walsh, which I never liked him, because I just didn't like him. I thought he was a bad choice, but I do understand she had to rush. But Minnesota, under Governor Walsh, it's a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protective status program for Somalis in Minnesota. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Send them back to where they came from. It's over, President DJT. That's how they got to get out. They got to get out. My name Wes. I ain't in this mess. I'm just watching. I don't put no emotions in politics and none of that stuff. Yeah, I don't get emotional over politics. It is what it is. I vote and that's it. I got toxic masculinity, you know. I'm not like these other dudes, you know. You know, some of these dudes, you know, they wear, you know, pink underwear. You know, they be like, I just love Trump and I just hate the other one. You know, I can't get on all that. I can't stand Trump. I just love Harris. I can't stand Harris. I just love Trump. I can't do all that part. I'll vote. I'll push for somebody. But that's it. Do you think if they get rid of birthright citizenship for non-citizens and non-permanent citizens, it would create more cohesion among Americans since there won't be so many foreigners? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Pharaoh, do you think most are only here on the refuge safe status that he said is over or have gotten a citizenship? I would think most of them came on a refuge status. I would think. Just like the Haitians. I would think. The problem in Lexus is, see, I don't hate on immigrants or stuff. Here's the problem I got with immigrants. See, This is why immigration has to be done nice and slow. Okay? Let's use my house. Let's say I got a house. I don't have a wife. I got an 8-bedroom house. I want to start getting children to move into the house with me, to take care of like some orphans or some children adopted. The worst thing I could do is go get 10 of them. Get 10 of them, 12 of them, 5 of them. That's the worst thing I can do. What I'd have to do is get one. Get that one and get them programmed into the way we're going to live. We're going to live like this. Then I get another one. They come in, the first one in me, we already live in a certain way. It's very easy for them to get in where they fit in. So in terms of immigration, if you let a bunch of people in, boom, they'll bring their lifestyle with them. They won't adapt to an American lifestyle. So wherever they go, they'll ruin that part of the country. They'll turn that into where they from. You understand? So you have to bring people in a few at a time so that they can acclimate to the way of life. So they've made a mistake with the Haitians. They made a mistake with the Somalians. They made a mistake with all the Venezuelans that ran up here. I'm not saying people can't come, but you have to bring them at a pace. Right? Wake adapt. Why didn't the state notice the autism system and request was too much and fraudulent? Are they that many in the government? No. Well, kind of. But here goes the thing. That's a great question. Nobody really sees what's going on. Too much they got us thinking that the government seeing everything. They don't see nothing. The country's so big, there's so many moving pieces that they really don't see. They can't. It's impossible for them to see what's going on. They would have to hire too many people to actually monitor what's going on. So what they do is they got a process where they will find out. And that's why when they find out, they're giving you 20 years. They gonna catch you, but they can't catch you right away. But they're gonna catch you. Right? And then when they catch you, they're gonna punish you. But the problem up there is they didn't let them people take over. This is the congresswoman up there, Ayan Omar. She be talking crazy. Okay? This is another politician up there. This is a senator up there. So they didn't let too many people that practice a strict form of Islam from a foreign country get into the government too quickly with too much of them, and they're going to turn the place into Somalia. Basically, they're going to turn the place into Somalia because there's too many of them. And when you get too many people, anybody can run, and then they people vote and they're going to win. How can I win against them when you let in 1,000, 2,000 refugees into this small town, then one of their people run, and then they're going to win. They ain't even got to be qualified. They just winning because they got their numbers. This is what the Mexicans been doing. You let a whole bunch of Mexicans run across the border. Then a Mexican run for office and they all vote for him. You understand? Too many of them. And then they could take over everything. Basically. Yeah, they came up there with that Sharia law stuff. Close the clubs, close the bars. It make it an Islamic state. Yeah, try to make it an Islamic state. Get up this jihadist police, jihadist mayor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying they jihadists or nothing like that. I'm just giving you an example. You put people with a fanatical religious idea in office. You understand? And then they bring, and it's supposed to be a separation of church and state. So that's where they foul at. They're not supposed to be able to bring any type of religion into government. They will be deported. Now people blame the Democrats, but it's not the Democrats' fault. The Democrats have to get votes wherever they can get them from. And people don't face that. They say the Democrats just listen. The Republican Party is a white party. The country is a majority white. Right? The country is majority white, which means that most of the votes are going to go for white Republican administration. So now the Democrats got to try to find out where to get some votes from. They can't get the votes based on race because the Republican Party is white. Period. Now you got some blacks now going over there, but still the Republican Party is white. So the Democrats have to run on issues: abortion, gay rights, marijuana, whatever. They got to get the issue vote. Now the average American don't understand that, so they want to criticize the Democrats because the Democrats got to get votes any kind of way they can. They got to get votes based on issues. The Republicans get votes just based on race. Trump just won just being white. Make America great again. All that was white signals of white supremacy somewhat. Now I don't expect you young black brothers and stuff to know any of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the difference between the two parties. So the Democrats is in a tough situation to try to figure out how to get votes. Now, the only way they can get a lot of the white vote is if the other party just mess up so bad that a lot of white Americans just vote Democrat. But other than that, the Democrats got to try to get votes based on like issues. basically. So they have to get white votes, like white LGBTQ votes. See what I'm saying? Votes like that. You understand? Uh, as far as open the border, you don't know who opened the border. You don't know who opened that border. You just guesstimate. How could you say the Democrats opened the border when Barack was in there? Y'all said he had people in cages. He had the biggest deportation ever. The guy that's running the deportation now, he worked under Obama. Obama was a Democrat and was tight on immigration and the border. So that's false, Zakan. That's false. You just guesstimating. As far as Biden go, Biden was incompetent, didn't do nothing. So you can't say he opened up nothing. He didn't even know where he was at. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say Biden did nothing intentionally. He shouldn't have been a president. He was too old. He only worked from 10 to 2 in the evening. But I could do a whole video on my suspicions on what really happened with the border. But no, the premise that the Democrats opened the border, that's not really true. But politicians will say whatever to win. You can't hate them for that. So the border situation, let's just say the government, neither Democrats or Republicans is behind the border situation. I can tell you this, the border situation ain't what you think it is. Oh, that's good, WWE. So the thing is, well, I'll tell you, the border situation was a trick. The border situation was done by big business. There was advertisements in Venezuela and posters and radio programs saying, come to America. The border situation, I'll go ahead and tell you, the border situation was a trick. They got you all thinking, but no, it's a setup. The idea was to get them people to leave Venezuela, come up here, then go take their land and grow food. Because America, the weather's been messing up. They've been losing strawberries. Last year, they lost a whole peach crop, 85% of the peach crop in Georgia. And they need more space to grow food. So you have messages down there, tell them to come up here. You have the cartels, bring them up here. You have guards turn on their head so they can come across. You have them come across. You give them a bunch of food stamps and stuff. The Americans going to get mad, say you gave them some, but you didn't give them nothing because the food stamps going to go to the stores. Meanwhile, you go down there, you have your drones go and attack the cartels, and you go and you take their land. It's very peculiar that the U.S. military is off the shores of Venezuela. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Hey, how long ago I told them that? No, it's not. No, it's not to. No, it's to go take Venezuela, take their land, grow food, and send them back down there to work down there. Mind you, Venezuela got the most oil in the world. Have them leave, go take the land, take the oil, take the farmland, send them back. Now they down there working for Chiquita Banana, Sunkiss, and you got the oil. So you got the oil, you got the farmland. They back at home working for you. They're going to go back to their homeland and work for the United States. That's the play. They did it sweet. They did it. They pulled it off. They pulled it off. Y'all know that when they gave all them Venezuelans them debit cards they was tracking, they know where they at. Do I think China stuff is? No. China don't care. Nah. China don't care. America, China, and Russia, they not enemies. They not enemies. Everything, they'll work it out. They'll work it out. They'll be smiling, grinning. Trade deal. Yeah. They're not enemies. They got too much to lose going to war. They don't want to go to war. They lose more than they gain. They go to war. So that's what that was all about. They're going down there for a land grab. They want the oil and they need that farmland. And for the farmland. Look, let me show. I think this is a picture. Check this out. See all them Venezuelans? This one they said they was heading to America. Now this is what I want you to do. When you look at a picture, don't just look at the main site in the picture. So if you look at this picture, you're going to look at all the people down the middle. But what I want you all to do is look to the left of the people and the right of the people. What do you see? What do you see to the left and the right? You see plush land, don't you? You see banana trees. You see farm, you see land to grow food. You see plush land. That equals money. That's oranges, apples, strawberries, all of that. So that's why they telling them, go back home. And you're going to work for us down there. America, listen, America, why do America keep giving Ukraine weapons? Lately, they've been having to get them from the French. But the reason America give the Ukraine weapons is because they're giving them inferior weapons that they can't win with, right? They're giving them their old stuff. And when they go drop the weapons off, that Donbass region got all the sunflower seeds. You see, Zelensky want to keep that Donbass area. That's the area Putin wants. That's what they fighting over. They fighting over the Donbass area. They got all the grains, wheat, corn, sunflower seeds, all that. So when they drop weapons off, planes don't come back empty. What do you think them planes come back with? When they drop them weapons off, what you think they put in them planes? So it's just a game them people play. And people just be the pawns. You understand? But back to this story. They up there in Minnesota and they trying to take over and make it like an Islamic state. Right? And it's not going to work. They're going to run them out of there and they're going to bring like white South Africans, Afrikaners, will let them live there. They're going to bring white immigrants to replace all these black immigrants and all these Hispanic immigrants. They're going to replace them with white immigrants. That's a fact. The largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. Hell no. How state welfare funds end up in the hands of a terror group. Minnesota is drowning in fraud. Billions of taxpayers' dollars have been stolen. Oh, let me give them their props. This is from Todayville. Salute to Todayville. Much respect. This was published 5 days ago from Todayville. Go check out Todayville. This is Ryan Thorpe wrote this. How state welfare funds ended up in the hands of terror groups. Minnesota is drowning in fraud. Billions in taxpayer dollars have been stolen during the administration of Governor Tim Walz alone. Democratic state officials overseeing one of the most generous welfare regimes in the country are asleep at the switch. And the media, duty-bound by progressive pieties, refuse to connect the dots. In many cases, the fraud has allegedly been perpetrated by members of Minnesota's sizable Somali community. Federal counterterrorism sources confirm that millions of dollars in stolen funds have been sent back to Somalia, where they ultimately landed in the hands of the terror group Al-Shabaab. As one confidential source put it, the largest funder of Al-Shabaab is the Minnesota taxpayer. Our investigation shows what happens when a tribal mindset meets a bleeding heart bureaucracy. When imported clan loyalties collide with the political class too timid to offend, and when accusations of racism are cynically deployed to shield criminal behavior. The predictable result is graft with taxpayers left to foot the bill. If you were to design a welfare program to facilitate fraud, it would probably look a lot like Minnesota's Medicaid Housing Stabilization Service Program, the HSS program. The first of its kind in the U.S., was launched with the noble goal to help seniors, addicts, the disabled, and the mentally ill secure housing. How you going to help a drug addict secure a house? Okay. Recovering addicts, you mean? What? Okay. Help addicts get a crib. All right. Okay. As soon as that would have hit my desk, okay, and we're going to help addicts get a crib. We're going to, wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. The idea is to help dope fiends get a crib. Oh no, get this off my desk. So is that probably they try to help dope fiends get a crib. You can't make this up. It's not funny, but it's hilarious. It was designed with low barriers of entry. Yeah, very low. Dope fees. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? I want to go put some baking soda all under my nose and go in there and get me a crib. What the hell? I could have been got me a nice crib out there. I just put some baking soda under my nose. I need help. Damn. I missed a lick. Okay, it was designed with low barriers of entry. No kidding. And minimum requirements for reimbursement. No kidding. So I don't never have to give it back. Oh, Minnesota, here I come. Nonetheless, before the program went live in 2020, officials pegged its annual estimate price tag at $2.6 million. Man, I would have been up there. Assalamu alaikum. I would have been wrapped all up. Soon as ICE come, I take that. No, I ain't no Muslim, man. It's me. No, I was just, you know what I'm saying? I was just playing. Costs quickly spiraled out of control. In 2021, the program paid out more than $21 million in claims. They just let anybody make a claim. In the following years, annual costs shot up to $42 million, then $74 million, then $104 million. During the 6 months of 2025, payoffs totaled $61 million. On August 1st, Minnesota Department of Human Services moved to scrap the HSS program, noting the payment of 77 housing stabilization providers had been terminated this year due to credible allegations of fraud. Joe Thompson, then the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Minnesota, went even further, stating that the vast majority of HSS programs was fraudulent. It was all fraudulent. On September 18, Thompson announced criminal indictments for HSS fraud against Mukhtar Hassan Adin, Mustafa Dayib Allah, Khalid Aham Dayib, Abdif Pita Mohammed, Christopher Adisoji Faled, Emmanuel Olawadem Faled, Assad Ahmad Adal, and Anwar Ahmad Adal. Two of the Adals came up. 6 of whom, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office spokespersons, are members of Minnesota's Somali community. Thompson made clear that this is just the first round of charges for HSS fraud that his office will be prosecuting. Most of these cases, unlike a lot of Medicare fraud and medical fraud cases nationally, aren't just overbilling, Thompson said at the press conference announcing the indictment. These are often just purely fictitious companies solely created to defraud the system. And that's unique in the extent to which we have that here in Minnesota. Thompson said many firms enrolled in the program operated out of dilapidated storefronts and rundown office buildings. You let somebody in a raggedy storefront get millions of dollars, you don't know who it is or nothing. The perpetrators often targeted people recently released from rehab, signed them up for Medicaid service they had no intention of providing. He noted many owners of companies engaged in HSS fraud had other companies through which they billed other Medicaid programs, such as the EIDBI Autism Program, the Adult Rehabilitative Mental Health Service Program, the Integrated Community Support Program, the Community Access of Disability Inclusion Program, PCA services, and other Medicaid waivered services. What we see are schemes stacked upon schemes, draining resources meant for those in need. It feels like never ending, Thompson said. I have spent my career as a fraud prosecutor, and the debt of the fraud in Minnesota takes my breath away. On September 18th, the same day that the HSS fraud charges was announced, the U.S. Attorney's Office reported that a man named Abdullahi Nur Jessel had become the 56th defendant to plead guilty in the $250 million Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. Funded in 2016, Feeding Our Future was a small Minnesota nonprofit that sponsored daycares and after-school programs to enroll in the federal child nutrition program. The organizations that Feeding Our Future sponsored were primarily owned and operated by members of the Minnesota's Somali community, according to two former state officials with connections to law enforcement. In 2019, Feeding Our Future received $3.4 million in federal funding disbursed by the state. In the month after the COVID pandemic began, however, the nonprofit rapidly increased its numbers of sponsored sites using fake meal counts, doctored attendance records, and fabricated invoices to perpetrators of the fraud were claimed to be serving thousands of meals a day, 7 days a week. They said they were serving thousands of meals a day, 7 days a week to underprivileged children. In 2021, Feeding Our Future received nearly $200 million in funding. They said they was giving out like $18,000 worth of food a day or a week, and it was a little bitty place that only held like 38 people. In reality, the money was being used to fund lavish lifestyles, purchase luxury vehicles, and buy real estate in the United States, Turkey, and Kenya. So they buy land and was riding around in the best cars ever. In 2020, Minnesota officials raised concerns about the nonprofit's rapid expansion. In response, the group filed a lawsuit alleging racial discrimination related to outstanding site applications, noting that Feeding Our Future caters to foreign nationals. That's the standard operating playbook for the cohort. When in doubt, claim racism, claim bias, says David Gethier, a former Minnesota state senator and a non-for-profit leader. Even if the facts don't point to that, it allows for many folks in the middle or on the center left to stay silent. Gaither believes that mainstream media, alongside Minnesota's Democratic establishment, have long turned a blind eye to fraud within the Somali community. You get the idea. Look, look here. The fraudsters have leveraged their growing political influence to cultivate close ties with Minnesota's elected officials. Several individuals involved in the Feeding Our Future scheme donated to and appeared publicly with Ayan Omar, the Somali born congresswoman from Minneapolis, Omar, deputy district Ali Isse, advocate on behalf of Feeding Our Future, Omar Fete, a former state senator who recently ran for Minneapolis mayor, lobbied Governor Tim Walz in support of the program. And one of the accused, Abdi Nur Salah, served as a senior aide to Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry. So all of these people right here was in on the scale. Lock them up. It didn't say Nadia, didn't say her, but him for sure. Him for sure. Him and her. Scammed all that money. I'm telling you, man. You can't make this up. I tell you. But won't give black Americans nothing. That's what America get for being, but always treating us bogus. And there's stories after stories of scams. A set of indictments at those sites do falsely claim to be serving over 40,000 meals to children every week through the Belial site alone. And he had a little bitty place. Dual claimed to serve 6,000 meals to children every day, 7 days a week. That's the third paragraph down. This man told them that he was serving 60,000 meals every day in a little bitty ass town, right? Now, whoever passed this to give it to him should be in jail too. You know damn well in a small town like that, y'all ain't got no 60,000 children to feed a day, 7 days a week. You should see the little place. Man, you should see the restaurant where he said he was serving 60,000 a day. Whoever passed that need to go to prison too. They took a payoff. Come on, man. See, now the whites that took a payoff ain't gonna go to jail. But you know some white politicians let that happen. What y'all think? Y'all don't think no white politicians grease their palm with that? Because they run everything. And they not, come on, they not stupid. Some white politicians got money from that, got kickbacks. I guarantee you. I guarantee you they got kickbacks. Ain't no way. Yep, everybody ate. Yep. Yeah, one dude was running his business out of P.O.Box. You are exactly right, beautiful. Is the Somalian president in the city of Chicago? Not like that. Not that I've seen. They're not gonna go nowhere here. They're gonna go to a small town. They wouldn't be able to pull that off in a big city like this with big government like that. They wouldn't be able to. Yeah, it's treason. If you get everybody getting caught, everybody going to prison. They going the Democratic politicians is going to prison because the money went to terrorists. They going to prison, including that governor. If they find out Tim Walz know anything about this, he gone. Bye bye. They don't. They can't run them type of scams in no big old city. Too much paperwork, too many eyeballs on it. You take something like that down to City Hall, and they see you said today you feed 6,000 kids a day, you going to prison. That's gonna go all around the office. Look at this. Look at this. What? You going to prison. Because you can't hide here. Now you can hide in Minnesota. You can hide. You can't hide in Chicago. What them Muslims doing over there? Where they getting all them cars and stuff from? I think something going on over there. There's too many eyeballs here. There's too many eyeballs. You'll go to prison. You got to do small scale. That's it. Boy, you go to prison. You try to do that here. Ooh, you going to prison. No, they went and took over a small town. That's what they do. They come in, they'll go move somewhere and the word get out. Oh, everybody's in this town. Like Haitians. Some Haitians will come to a town, they'll move in a certain area. The word get out. It's sweet here. Then they'll flood it. You know what I'm saying? They'll flood the town. You know what I'm saying? The problem is when you get caught, now they're gonna look at everyone. They're gonna look at everybody. So now all their statuses, they're gonna throw out the Haitians, they're gonna throw out Somalians, they're gonna throw out everybody, they're gonna be looking at everybody. Now, because when you make that mistake under the wrong president, like a president like Trump and that crew, everybody going to prison. A lot of people going to prison playing with him. And a lot of people finna get, that whole town finna get deported. They going to prison and getting deported. They're gonna grab everybody in that town. He gonna get rid of their status just like he did the Haitians. And they all gonna get deported. And they'll open up immigration for some European countries. They'll let some Ukrainians come, some Irish, like that. They'll let some people from some poor white countries come. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't hear about that. Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Yeah, they going. He going to prison. She going to prison. They're going to prison. And then they're going to get deported. You know? You know, part of crime is you got to know who to play with. You know what I'm saying? Soon as Trump won, they should have shut everything down and they should have left. They should have disappeared. Soon as Trump got in office, they should have left. You know what I'm saying? When they heard Trump talk about the Haitians like that, the Haitians should have made plans to get low somewhere else. You said they tried to threaten court members? Man, let me tell you something. Man, if they tried to threaten, I didn't know who y'all was talking about. Let me read this back. They tried to get the jury. Let me tell you something. Man, they dumb as hell. You know what I'm saying? They don't need the army. They coming with ICE and the National Guard and Border Patrol. They got, man, listen. They're going to run into the city. They're going to run. And then they're going to catch them where they run at. Cat and mouse. They're going to come into the city. They're going to start grabbing them. They know when they're grabbing them, they're going to try to run. They're already on the perimeters waiting for you to run. They're going to be already on the highway. Y'all ain't been seeing ICE grabbing people on the highways? They on the highways with roadblocks and everything. They're going to come in. You're going to try to run, they're going to grab you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to prison forever. You're going to prison and the rest get deported. They everywhere. They is everywhere. I be watching videos. They be pulling people up on the highway and everything. I go out with my birth certificate with me and my change of name and my ID all the time until the smoke clear. Yeah, you better, until the smoke clear, you better have your ID on you. It's going to be ugly. It's going to get ugly. Yeah, it's going to be ugly. Yeah, they hunting for whoever. You got to get out. You don't belong here. They playing hardball. They don't care nothing about Junior. Junior got to go. Now, when Obama was doing that, everybody was crying. He got children in cages, remember? Remember? Because the guy for ICE, he worked for Obama. But he got in, I think, wasn't named Tom Holman? But he in some trouble. That's why you ain't seen him no more. Tom got caught up in some kind of scam. You notice you don't see him. Man, America's funny. Tom was out there, woo-wop the bam. Tom got caught up in something. I forgot what Tom got caught up with in. Tom got caught up with something, boy. You ain't seen him since. They broke out the other dude. They broke out the white dude there. The little white dude running stuff. And now they gonna get rid of him because he got out there and did something goofy. He did something goofy. They gonna get rid of him too. Yeah, he gotta go too. As soon as you do something goofy, they get rid of you. They bring in somebody else. Yeah, Ty got caught up. But Tom worked for Obama. You understand? Everybody was complaining. Y'all remember that? Remember they were talking about he got families in cages. Remember Obama had them in them cages? He wasn't playing, boy. Politics is tripped out. Politics is weird. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like me, they don't let me be a politics. You can't keep it real in politics. You got to keep it however your party keep it. Okay? If your party keep it real, you keep it real. If your party keep it fake, you got to keep it fake. That's how politics go. That's just how it go. What would I do if I lived there and found out my money was found in Somalia all these years? I mean, if I lived there and found out my money was funded Somalia, I have to see what all the rest of the citizens do about it. So as of right now, I wouldn't do nothing. I'll just wait to see how it play out. I just wait to. I had to wait and see how it play out. You know what I'm saying? That's all I would be able to do is have to wait to see how it play out. To see if it's going to be some class action suit amongst the citizens and stuff. But as far as me going out there saying something, no, don't stick your neck out. You get it chopped off. You know what I'm saying? I always remember like politics and stuff is gangster. If you get out there making the wrong noise, if I get out there making noise and, you know, and there's other people involved, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I seen a bunch of MAGAs leaving and stuff like that. There's no telling which direction the country gonna go in. You just have to watch. Because right now the country's politically split, and so you really don't know what's what, because it's a political game. So people on the Democratic side they're gonna jump on it. That's what they're supposed to do. But do they really mean it when they jump on it? No, they just playing politics. They don't care. They're just using it for political football. That's it. So, I wouldn't jump my ass out there and say nothing and get the spotlight on me. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? You make the wrong noise and you won't be making no noise. And you'll be silenced. I mean, the white America didn't do anything wrong by voting in Trump. The Democrats made a mistake by leaving Biden in there when he couldn't do the job. And Biden stayed in there too long and waited till the last minute and stepped down where Harris didn't have a chance to win after he blocked all that time. So all of this is the Democrats' fault. Because Joe Biden, soon as he won the election, we knew he couldn't do it. And within 6 months, we seen he couldn't do the job. They should have sat him down. This is the Democrats. All this is the Democrats' fault. They should have sat Joe down. How many lives I did showing y'all Joe can't do the job? The whole time Joe was president, I was showing this man shouldn't be the president. So how can you get mad that people voted for Trump when you had a dude in there that could not do the job? They gave it to Trump. The man couldn't do the job. So what, it is what it is. Well, America's not honest. So the Democrats probably, because ain't nobody honest. Everybody's full of it. But the Democrats didn't put their best foot forward, so what can they say? The man was falling down on his bike, going up Air Force One, didn't know where he was at, fell on stage, walking the wrong way, getting lost. I showed it all year. I got the videos. I got the videos of him. Hey, based on running against him and waiting till the last minute before you let Harris know she got to run, you sabotaged her. How she was going to win in just a few weeks like that. In a few weeks, she had to throw a campaign together. It's crazy. She ain't had no chance to win when you done waited till the debates. Who you think can just run for president after the first debate? You would have had to run way before the first debate. You wait till he lose the debate, look crazy, and say, okay, can you do it now right quick? Like right now? Like, yeah, right now? Like a whole presidential campaign? Yeah, the Ethiopian, they gonna say it's Somalia too. Oh, well. He might as well be. America got to throw all of the recent immigrants out and then let people back in where you can really vet them. Revet. It's a revet. You haven't vetted everybody. They all got to go and start over because you haven't vetted them. You don't know who they are. The problem with the American citizens, they don't realize that nobody's minding the store. You think somebody's watching. Nobody's minding the store. You can get out right here, right now, and sell how much illicit substances. And you will not go to jail unless you get sloppy and reveal yourself. Other than that, you can make millions of dollars selling illicit substances. Nobody will know unless you get sloppy and let them know. But if you got your stuff together, you'll make all the money in the world because there's not enough people to watch you like that. Nobody's watching. It's a known fact. You see all these cameras they got everywhere? When you be outside, cameras? You do know a lot of them don't work, right? A lot of them been broke. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's really the whole thing about Big Brother is to make you think they watching you, but they really not. So this has been a huge mess. I just wanted to share it with y'all. The federal government is mad. Dudes lying, saying they selling meals. They're all over government websites and everything. A Minneapolis woman has pleaded guilty for her role in a $250 million fraud scheme that exploited a federally funded child nutrition program during the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's a whole bunch of frauds coming up every which way. And all of these people are going to lose their jobs. Even the ones that might be innocent, they out of there. Nadia might be innocent, but she could kiss her ass goodbye. Right? Baby, you done. Yep, you got to go. And she might not have did nothing. She's the first Somali mayor in St. Louis Park, I think. Nadia has been elected the mayor of St. Louis Park, making her the city's first black mayor in 170 years, Minnesota's first Somali American mayor. Now, Somalians always say they're not Africans and they're not black. But now she's black. But they say they're not black. They black sometime. They black on Thursdays and Friday from 5 to 9. You know what I'm saying? She black on Thursdays and Friday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. The rest of the time, she ain't black. Girl, bye. Then when you treat them all bogus, they said discrimination. See what I'm saying? See, when you do too much stuff, then you stereotype yourself. You go out there, your YNs, you're out there, yeah, on phone them, on my soul, blah, 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 you shooting and running around everywhere. And then my son gets stereotyped, everybody gets stereotyped, but you the one stereotyped them with your behavior. Do I think the Americans who got payoffs to look the other way will be locked up? It depends on if they dotted their I's and crossed their T's. If they dotted their I's and crossed their T's, they'll get away. If they sloppy, they go into prison. It goes like this. It's not about the police knowing what you're doing. It's about, did anybody else find out what you're doing? Because if anybody found out what you're doing, you're out of here. Like the police told me, Pharaoh, we don't care what y'all do. But if the neighbors see you selling and call us, we got to come. So it depends on if they were sloppy. A lot of people going to prison, though, because they went and bought new Benzes and BMWs. They went and bought stuff, and that's a paper trail. So a lot of people is going. Then you got to understand, it go like this. The Somalians doing dirt. Boom. I'm a U.S. congressman or senator or whatever. Boom, I help you do dirt. Boom, you get sloppy, the feds get you. Boom, the Trump administration on your neck. Boom, the Trump administration hate us Democrats there. Boom, they ask you if you turn state's evidence. We're going to be looking at 25. Turn state evidence, you'll do 10. Pharaoh helped us. So the Somalians gonna snitch. Okay. Hey, y'all want to know the real. The Somalians gonna snitch on the Democratic politicians because an election got to come back up, another presidential election, midterms. So the Republicans is going to send their feds in there to catch as many Democrats as possible. So if you're a Democrat and you got anything to do with this, you going to prison, especially after y'all arrested Trump and took a mugshot. Oh, you went to prison under Trump because y'all tried to send him to prison and he on some revenge tip. And you can believe me, he is looking, he want to get Walsh. If Walsh messed around and did the tango instead of the waltz, he going to prison. I know he's sweating bullets because Trump is a real revengeful dude. And he's going after Tim Walsh. Look, what Trump say? Minnesota under Governor Walsh is a hub of fraud. Okay, what that mean? What that mean? Minnesota under Governor Walsh is a hub for fraudulent money laundering activity. That means, Walsh, I'm on your bumper. He is, hey, listen. He on their bumper. You understand? I'm telling you. Walsh is somewhere sweating. Oh my God. Trump is somewhere. Get Walsh. Get this one, get that one, all the Democrats that he don't like. Boy, they going under the prison if they did anything wrong. If they did anything, boy, if you did, boy, you going, boy. You know how Trump is. Look into Kamala too. Look into Harris. And she ain't even Trump will try to get Harris and Walsh. Okay. Trump owes some revenge because they disgraced his ass. Trump can't be talking about scam. He is the biggest scammer. He's scamming everything. He ain't trying to get you because you scammed. He's trying to get you because you're an op. You was opposition. Y'all tried to disgrace me and lock me up. Y'all disgrace me, and I'm the first president with a mug shot. Oh, okay. I'll put cases on all y'all. Pelican Bay. You know, he gonna go Denzel on their ass. You know what I'm saying? For real. They went and got that man a mug shot. Boy, it's up. Boy, it's all the way up, boy. Politicians going to jail under DJT. Yeah, boy. Yeah, politicians is going to jail, y'all. There's no doubt about that. That's for sure. Politicians going to jail. It ain't no doubt about that. Politicians is going to jail. After y'all did him like that and got a mug shot like that, look how he looking when he took his mug shot. This, listen, look how he looking when he took his mug shot. That don't look like I'm gonna put cases on all y'all. uh, I'll put cases on now, yeah. You already know, don't you? You already know. You ain't never lied, bro. You ain't never lied, huh? Partisan drill. You is not lying. Hey, I'm just here for the movie. My name Wes. I ain't in this mess. You know what I'm saying? It's Go Harris. They say Trump won. It's like, yeah, Trump is the man. You know what I'm saying? So this Trump weird. Oh, he the president now? Yeah, that's the man. That's the man. I always knew he was. I always knew Trump was the man. Boy, listen, I'm not playing with them people. I don't play with politicians, especially in 2025, because they doing whatever they want to do. It's not real politics no more. It's fake politics. You understand? You're right. It's gangster. It's definitely gangster. It's definitely gangster. It's not basic politics. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You know what I'm saying? And stay out of it. Keep your head low. Don't get involved with them people stuff. You can campaign for you want to campaign. Once the election done, be quiet. Stay out of it. You don't want no attention. Because both sides is head hunting. And the FBI that wanted the Democrat to win might make your life miserable. An FBI that support Trump might make your life miserable. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, both sides will be after you. It's two sides. You got to know when to be neutral. Just be neutral. Don't say nothing. Don't be out here telling everybody you voted for Trump. Don't be out here telling everybody you wanted Harris to win. Just don't say nothing. Just don't put no political heat on yourself. Don't y'all see how I'm talking about this kind of down the middle? I'm not finna put no political heat on myself. I'm gonna say the basic stuff. The Somalians going to prison. Nobody got no problem with me saying that. But if I start getting all in the Democrat Republican business, I'm making enemies like that. They don't mind if you say who you're gonna vote for. That's just like a football game. Go Bears, go Giants. But once that part is over, right? Boom. Shut up. You know what I mean? You understand? Just stay out of it. Take care of your kids, take care of your family, keep your head low. Don't get in no political arguments and debates. Just keep your head low. It's getting to the point where probably shouldn't even tell nobody who you voting for. Next election, I'm not telling nobody who I'm voting for. Last time, I was just campaigning for everybody to see what a campaign is like. Other than that, I never would have. I'm not telling nobody nothing. Next election, I'm not telling who I'm voting for. I'm going back to the old school way. Back when my mom and them, you didn't discuss that. You understand? I'm going back to that because I don't want to get caught up in nobody political wars. Y'all go on with that. And I don't want to be this side don't like me, that side. I don't want to do this side, that side, and stuff like that. Because I had people talking crazy based on who I wanted to vote for. I thought it was crazy. I was like, so you can't say you're going to vote for? Imagine you tell me you're going to vote for Trump and I start talking crazy to you. That ain't not, like you, okay, you want to vote for Trump. I'm not your daddy. I'm not supposed to say nothing about that. If you want to vote for Trump, hey. If you want to vote for Harris, hey. But in this new weird world, people think they can cross the line about your personal vote. So that means it's time not to talk to them no more. Because anytime you want to challenge a person's right to make their own decision, you were throwing your own rights away. You were saying that people can challenge you, and you don't even know it. Because you're so busy challenging somebody that did the opposite from you. The whole time, you taking away your own rights. You either got the right to vote the way you want to vote or not. And if you start questioning the way that anybody votes, then everybody gets questioned how they vote. And now you're going into a dictatorship type mentality. At what point do you got the right to get upset with somebody about what they want to, who they want to vote for? At what point is that your business like that? You got your vote. That's it. That's the only vote you got. The only vote you got is yours. You don't have the right to nobody else's vote or try to get anybody to do what you want them to do. That's why I campaign. I campaign Harris 2024. That's it. I never talked to nobody personal. Go back and watch. Well, I probably took a lot of them down because it gets over. But I didn't direct it to nobody. Harris 2024, and that was it. People couldn't leave that alone. They wanted to say something personal to me. You understand? Because you got to understand that when you get on here, some of these people that's saying all type of, like, certain things, them the police. That's the CIA and the FBI, KGB people, Chinese. You don't know who these people is. So when somebody come over here and start saying certain political things to try to get a response, don't you bite into that. Them could be those is agents, bots, and stuff like that. They found rooms in New York with hundreds of machines sending out text messages and on social media. Hundreds of them. They found them in 2 or 3 different rooms. This was about a month or 2 ago. They went in there was just these computers everywhere, and they was just going constantly on social media and texting and emailing and all of that. I get it all the time. People come over and try to say police type stuff to me. They start saying government stuff trying to get you to bite. You know what I'm saying? Both sides, JP, both sides. Both sides. You got to remember that the politicians don't run nothing. They backers run everything. And there's billionaires on both sides. And them billionaires play both sides against the middle. They're going to win no matter who get in there. I'm a billionaire. I give $5 million to him and I give $5 million to Trump and I give $5 million to Harris. Only Trump know I gave $5 million to him and only Harris know I gave $5 million to them. So both of them think I support them. They neither one know I'm supporting whoever wins. Because if I give Trump $10 million, he's not going to tell the Democrats. If I give the Democratic guy $10 million, they're not going to tell the Republicans. It's anonymous. But they know I gave it to them. So no matter who wins, I'm good. Because I can say, yeah, remember I gave you $10 million. The other one win, I'll be like, remember I gave you $10 million. You know what I'm saying? And y'all out there tripping. But the boys with the big money, they fund both sides. They fund both sides. And they just sit back and watch the show. Because at the end of the day, whoever president still got to do what they say. You understand? At the end of the day, you still got to do what they say. They don't want to pay your bills. So stay out of it, stay out of it. To the smart people, stay out of it. The heavy political stuff. See, me, I know what to say and what not to say, and I just talk about the story, and I don't try to show no type of, this ain't no anti-Trump, Democrat, Republican, none of that. And people come over here on that. You'll be watching, I'll be talking about a story. You ever never seen people come over here and want to start making it this party or that party? But the thing say Somalia is getting deported. Just don't say nothing about no party, right? Right? Just don't say nothing about no party. But people will come and start saying this party, that party, that party. It's off subject, and I don't know who they are. I'm not going to answer that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I already gave y'all a game. Y'all can engage in that if you want to. I ain't engaging in that. Mm-mm. So that's the deal on that, y'all. It's, they went and tried to take over a whole state. You know what I'm saying? And you see some of them people like that, it's like this. When you in a religion like that, you've already in a terrorized situation. So they got to do what the religious fanatics tell them to do. They don't have no choice. They family back, right? They family is back in danger. So when you come over here and your family's in danger and they tell you do this or we know your mama's at, we know where your whole family's at, what you gonna do? You between a rock and a hard place. You're gonna do what you told. So it ain't in American interest anyway when you let certain people shouldn't be able to run for office. Any type of religious, fanatic type person, no. Because you're going to try to bring that into the politics. And politics can't be religious like that. Politics can't be Muslim or Christian or nothing like that. And so it's a mistake to let a bunch of people that's really heavily into Islam be the politicians because they have a tendency to want everybody to do their religious stuff. And so they're going to get in office and pass a bunch of religious stuff. They tried to close bars, try to do this and that, because the one thing about Islam is it's too fanatical to me. It's not just do your own thing. It's always trying to force everybody else. So now I wouldn't want them to be no politicians with me. We wouldn't get along. Because I'm going to do what I want to do. And you a man just like I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? And you breathe just like I breathe. So don't come trying to play with me like that. So I don't agree with that type of people being able to be politicians. They need to be politicians under the oath that they're not going to bring their religion into the politics. And as soon as you see them trying to pass things that's based on their religion, you got to get them out of there. They got to go. To me. That could be any kind of religion. Don't just have to be Islam. But anytime you got a little bit of fanaticism and your religion is intrusive on other people's lives, then you know what I'm saying? You understand? You can't be no politician for everybody. You have to keep your religion at home. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep that at home. We don't want no fanatical Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Rasta. We don't want nobody in there that won't practice their religion on their own and start incorporating that into government. They should have never let that happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? They shouldn't have never let all them Muslims like that get in the government and bring that energy because that's all that's going to happen. They're going to start trying to make everything be based on Islam. What the hell that got to do with the United States government? You understand? What that got to do with anything? You don't really see Judaism or Christianity pushing nothing. You just talking for attention. It's a little creepy though. Come back tomorrow, because you doing too much. Messing up the chat. I ain't gonna let you mess up the chat, man, with all that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you ain't got no picture up there. Yeah, you going too far too. You come back tomorrow too. You know what I'm saying? Some people go too far. You know what I'm saying? It's not really their account, so they ain't got no respect for your account. You on YouTube, they'll just go make another fake page with a fake name. But you the one gotta be responsible for their behavior over here. You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Respect my account, and don't be saying nothing that you know ain't really good for nobody to comment on or nothing like that. You act like you got some sense. Just because you got a bootleg account, you can go make another one. Don't come over here. I can't. I'm not. I don't want to go make another account. So why would you come over here and say something over here that'll get your account banned? Why would you come over here with it? At that point, you're like an enemy. That's how it would be on the streets if you was moving like that. That wouldn't even go good. So that's what's going on with that. I just want y'all to know about that. The Haitians and the Somalians is out of here. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. January, February, March, April, man, they're gonna be deporting so many people, man. Man, they're gonna be deporting so many Somalians and Haitians. Boy, it's gonna blow your mind. Boy, man, listen. You ain't never seen nothing like what you're about to see. But I ain't gonna lie. You know, I don't really like Trump, but he doing some good stuff though. He definitely doing good stuff by getting them people out of here. I ain't gonna lie. The old Make America Great Again, he kind of doing that in a way. He definitely making it better for Black Americans, for sure. Because them people's eating off our plate. You know what I'm saying? Them people is not our friends. I had the Somali dude talk crazy to me. Didn't I tell you he gonna go bye-bye? That's why I ain't paying no attention. I ain't never see the video. But he was talking crazy. The Somalian dude was talking crazy. That just show you he don't listen. Let's keep it real. I never seen him. But the facts is he don't know much about the United States. You see what I'm saying? Because I could have got a van full of the guys and we wouldn't have said nothing. See what I'm saying? He was out there committing Harry Kitty, like putting himself out there, thinking it's a one-way street. Bro, it's a two-way street. You know what I'm saying? What? Bro, this ain't Somalia, boy. This is America. This is Chicago. I didn't go look at it, but he was just, bro, you know, that's why I say they ain't ready to come over here. Because they come over here, they get to playing with Black people like this in the city. Man, that'll go bad for them. That could have went bad for dude if I was on that. That could have went real bad for him. I didn't go look at it and all that because I knew he's just a bozo. But I'm just saying, if I was on dummy, bragging about you took over Minnesota is like bragging that you took over like Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? You took over nothing, Minnesota. All right, congratulations. Yeah, stupid. You know, you took over Minnesota. Bro, y'all gonna get deported. Y'all gonna get deported. You on the internet saying that? That's why the internet, man, is the end of a lot of people. The internet, bro. The FBI can go type that word in there. Parara. And everybody that said that'll pop up. The FBI could type any word that you said on social media. And everybody that said that word, like on X, I can go on X right now. And let's say I'm trying to find out, they said 6 shot in Chicago. I can go on X right now and type in 6 shot in Chicago. Everywhere it mentioned that gonna come up on X. Here go the thing. This is the problem with immigrants when they come here. If you're an immigrant and you come here, don't threaten blacks in gang cities. Threaten, if you got to threaten, listen, if you come here from wherever and whoever you is, El Shabab, El Kebab, El Lebab, whoever you is, listen to your homie. You could threaten a lot of different people, which is going to go bad for, but do not threaten blacks like Crips, Bloods, GDs, BDs, Vice Lords, folk. Don't do it, bruh. Don't threaten black Americans that live in gang cities. This is y'all. This is us. You're not built like that, man. And you stand out. You got a head wrap on and one of them outfits or whatever. Just two of my friends that come from them foreign countries. You understand? Stop thinking you the big bad wolf. That's over there. You ain't nobody over here. Yeah. That's over there. Well, over there, yeah, you you know, I remember, hey, when 9/11 happened, this was not funny, but it's funny. So when 9/11 happened, you know how many Indians I had to save? Because the hood was whooping Arabs, but the hood don't know the difference between the Indian and anybody had a head wrap on, they was trying to whoop them. I had to save these people. I'm like, bro, he not no Muslim. He a Sikh. They was jumping on the Sikhs. I swear to God. They was, hey man, it was crazy. You know what it's like to see hood dudes turn patriot? Man, they attacked us in 9/11, man. So it was weird. It was weird to see who hood dudes were mad about. Man, the hood was mad about 9/11. I swear for God. They 12 dudes, gas station out there in Riverdale, just tracked. You know what I'm saying? They was tripping. And I saved at least 5 Indians and Sikhs and stuff. I'm like, no, man, he not no Arab, man. He a Sikh, bruh. Boy, you had a head wrap on, boy. You was boy, if you had any head wrap on, As far as they're concerned, you was responsible for 9/11. You one of them 9/11 people. I said, hell no. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. The Sikh dude said, man, thank you. I said, man, they don't know no better. They thought y'all was Arabs. Don't wear the head wrap for a few weeks. That's what I told them. Don't wear the head wrap for a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because they was at them Indians, boy. It was phony, but it was funny. Oh man, you should have seen, boy, how they was acting over 9/11. Black Americans in Chicago was pissed over 9/11. They didn't like that. They was like, they blowed us up, man. They attacked us. You know, real patriots though. We had to save some Arabs too. We had to save some of the Arab gas stations and stuff. No, man, leave dude alone. Dude wasn't on the plane. Leave him alone, brother. He ain't got nothing to do with them. Because I was in O Block and the Arabs was across the street. Had that store right across the street. Anybody in O Block know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? But I should have let him get him because I had to go over there and diss him. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me tell you, man, they was mad about that. They was mad about that. Anybody with a head wrap on, anybody look Middle Eastern or light skin like that look like they, because they can't tell the difference between, nothing. All they know is you light skin with a head wrap on. The hood is crazy. All they know, it was a light skinned dude. They think everybody is a. If you was a light skinned Bobo, yeah, they would have tried to whoop you because they wasn't no Bobos wasn't popular back then either too. And you was light skinned, oh man, I would have had to save you because they thought head wrap terrorists. They would y'all, y'all attacked us. That's what they was on. For real though. For real, for about like 4 days. Them first 2 or 3 days, it was dangerous, boy. It was dangerous if you had a head wrap on. Or if you had on, Arabic type clothes and you was light skinned and oh man, listen. Like they tore up all them gas stations, all got trashed. They took all they blunts and popcorn and all that. They took all that stuff, man. They was mad about that, man. Yeah, they don't know. So, I tell you, this is going to be a good time to go buy some land up in Minnesota, Minneapolis. You say you believe I was about that life, but times change. Not really. Times don't change like that. Where you from? You ain't from Chicago. You don't know. But times don't change like that. If you think times change, you better stay in the house. Because don't nothing change but the weather. Don't y'all believe that time changed? Don't believe that. I don't know. It depends on where you live at. There's no age limit in Chicago with that, though. Chicago is like a country. There's no age limit in Iraq. That's a fact. You got to understand in Chicago, You could be 70, you still got to go to the county jail. You think if I get pulled over out here, the police plant something in my car, and I go to the county jail tonight, how you think I got to act when I go in there? Y'all think I'm going to be able to do some old school shit? What you think will happen to you if you pushed up on me up in that county jail? I'm just asking. You think you got to understand, for certain people, whatever year it is, that's what time we are. We on whatever time we are, whatever time. That's how it is in the inner city like this. Ain't no going outside in 2026 acting like it's 2019. When I go outside, it's 2026. Period. So if you don't understand all that, just don't speak on something you don't understand. Because in Chicago, every day is that day. Ain't none of that 2 years ago, 5 years ago. If you ain't up on 2026, you got to stay in the house. Period. You cannot go out there if you ain't up to date. And those that don't want to be up to date, they try to go out early in the day. They try to get in early. They ain't out there at night, 7 at night. They ain't out there walking around. It's like they're back. Work, to the store right quick, home before it get dark. Only time they out at night is if it's an event. Them and their wife on Saturday, they go into somebody else's house. They're going to go to that house. They're going to do the party. They're going to go straight back home. They don't buy gas at night. They put their gas in their cars in the morning, 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, 1 in the day. They don't get gas at night. I'm the only, now me, I'm not normal. I'll go get gas at 1 in the morning. But I still only go to certain gas stations too. I don't go to gas stations in the hood in the day or the night. If I'm in the hood, let's say my gas is low and I'm in the hood, I'll go in the gas station. I'll be on dummy. I'll be like, put $3 in there so I could gas up real quick and go. And then I'll drive that $3 to a safer area, and then I'll get my gas. So like 80s, like 87th and State, 71st and Wentworth and over there, right off. No, I don't get no gas there at night. I don't get no gas there. Never really. I get my gas in the suburbs like areas, in the business areas. I don't get no gas in the hood unless it's absolutely an emergency, and then I gotta be on dragon time. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is in the hood is they might not be after me. I'll be there when they get into it, and you could just get hit by a stray because they is into it, and you just get caught in somebody else's, situation. But Chicago's a place where, some shorties walking out of the store, I'm walking out the store, they in front of me, they enemies see them, they enemies pull up, get at them, and then I get hit. But they wasn't at me, but they don't care if you in the, don't care about that. Wrong place, wrong time. That's what, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to let them get no pass just because I'm in the, it's rough. But I be outside though. But I know how to move and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I know how to move and I know how to talk to the young brothers. It's like being in it's like being in the jungle. You got to know a gorilla. You got to know. There's certain things you got to know what to say. So you got to know what to say to the shorties. But they not, you know, everybody got OGs. Everybody got their uncles and OGs. So they not anti OGs, male or female, because they still got family members. So that's like a false thing that they go come and deal with you because you older. No, they got OGs and stuff like that. And here in Chicago, we got like gang members that's like 80, 70, 75. You know, Larry Hoover, what, 70 something, right? So we got gang members that's older than me. I'm only 67, and I know a bunch of gang members that's 70, 75. Boy, you better not. Boy, you play with dude, it's gonna go bad. Penitentiary dudes too. Oh my God, it's gonna be bad. I ain't gonna say no names, but it's gonna be bad. So you ain't got to worry about that stuff with me. I hope y'all learned something from this. Now, this ain't no anti-Somali, so don't be hating on Somalis. Don't be hating on East Africans. Kind of stay out of it. Check the news. Know what's going on. Don't get all caught up into the hate of immigrants, and really just concentrate on uniting as foundational Black Americans and what you're going to do. Because hating them is not going to get you no gas stations. It's going to take unity and put money together for us to get gas stations, for us to get stores, for us to get to where we got to go. Disliking somebody else don't create work ethic, don't create unity to build that. So just because you chant somebody else down, that don't mean you're gonna come up. You still gotta work to get where we gotta go. But just know, don't be doing no bunch of fraudulent activity. Do honest business. Because if you're doing a bunch of fraudulent books and fraudulent activity, they gonna catch you. And you're gonna do some serious time. So I just keep your nose clean and do decent business. Don't be trying to be slick. You're gonna end up doing 10, 15, 20 in the federal penitentiary. Don't be playing with the government. Don't be playing with the police and the government and stuff. Do not be playing with the government. All right. And thank you very much for watching. All right. So we are out. And that's as real as it get. Victory.